Greetings for the day. My name is Nithin. I'm from CSE ML department from MITS University. So today we are going to learn about HTML, the basics of HTML and CSS. So first, let's get into the topic, the basic. So HTML basically deals with the structure and designing of the web pages. So starting from the basics, the full form of HTML is going to be hypertext markup language. So using this language, what we are going to do, we are going to decide the, the structure of a web page. So we decide how the web page should look, the layout and the structure of the web page. So coming into the topic, coming into the basic, the first thing, there will be a few parts that we need to learn, we need to see to design the structure of the web page, and there will be so these three come first at the very basic level of a HTML language. So let's learn about these three one by one. So anything that is encapsulated inside the brackets, what do we call? Anything that is framed inside these two brackets, that is going to be the called as a tag. So this category comes first at the first line of the code. The second one comes if there is any content or any thing that is included between the opening and the closing tag. This is a closing tag. So this part is known as the element. So this is another example that we see for the element. And the third category is attributes. So what do we know? If there is anything, attributes provide extra information about an element and it will be included inside an opening tag. So this is the opening tag. So we got two opening and closing tags, and we have the content here, but we are providing extra information about an image and its path and its file's name. So these are the three categories at the beginning level that we need to know before learning HTML into deep depths. So let's see how a basic web page layout will be. First, we'll be writing this line at the very beginning because we need to make it this what this says. Your browser or the application understands that you are writing a code to create a web page. Identifies that your the rest of the code is going to reflect as a HTML page or a document. This is the next second important code line. What this is, this is the root. So this line is going to be the root of the entire structure, entire code. So this is the basic, the first, the important root of the code. What is the next thing we are going to look at? Head. Head comes as the first part after creating a HTML page. After head comes whatever we are going to create, whatever is going to be, whatever we are going to make. The visible part, whatever is going to be visible in the web page, that we are going to include here, this part. So once the code is complete, we are going to close the body part and then head part. So there will be another section that will be reflected in the web page as the tab name, right? That will be called as the title, and that will be included in head section. Where this will be reflected? This will be reflected in your browser tab's name. So whatever you give the title of this page, this code, this is going to be the name of the window or a tab name. So this is going to be basic structure of a HTML page or a web page that needs to be designed. So we understand this first, then we can learn a few more essential tags or essential parts that we need to include inside the body and head or throughout the code. So these are 4 essential sections that we need to learn to make the web page code more proper and complete. So headings start from H1, H2, H6. H1 being the most important, H6 being least important. So based on the number, the order, if it is based on the importance, the size of the heading is going to be varied. We include headings inside the head tag before the body. So this is where it is placed, because headings are the first line of your web page describing your web page, what it is all about. And then comes paragraph, and the tag to represent paragraphs is P. We open the tag and we close the tag. So this will be the next section after heading, that will be the visible to you in the order. So the content or the matter given inside P will be visible like normal text. Under heading. So we can include this inside body section. This here we can use our P tags. Coming to links, we are going to use A tag to create a link. We close A tag. Anchor tags going to make the text inside it visible as a link. So it will be in a different color, in a different manner, visible to the user. In the opening tag, we use href, and we close it. We name it as link. Link for the operation. So this will be given to visit the link. This will be formed as a link, and this text part will be visible for you in a clean manner. And once it is clicked, it becomes clickable once it is included inside a tag. And images we represent using image tag. So what do we do to include images? We need src for source and alt. In case if the image is not accessible, this text alt is going to display some text sending the message to the user saying the image is not accessible. In the opening tag, use src and give here so we add image here, and the text is going to be visible once the image is not accessible. So these are the attributes. These are the attributes we use to represent these sections. And using these, we are going to design a few sections inside our web page, that our web page will be completed. The structure will be completed. So once the structure is completed, we need another part. We need another section called list. We include list to create a list of items or list of data that needs to be segregated line by line in a neat, organized manner. So there are three types. So there are three kinds of lists we have. So we include this in the body part. This goes here. So the content is going to be organized in a neat manner. So what do we, when we give data using this tag, all the content here will be visible like this using bullets because they are unordered. So there is no particular order, but the list needs to be organized in a list manner, line by line. So what will it do? It is going to create bullets, and the content is going to be organized. So ordered is the opposite of unordered. So what do we get here? Same for ordered list. This will be included. The content included inside the data. I mean the ordered list data. This will give out numbers and content. So it will be ordered because it is ordered list. So it is going to be organized and come out in the list. In the third category, so list is a normal list without any a proper pointing out. It is going to decide and it is going to create data in a as a normal list while giving out the structure of the web page. Individual for individual list items, we'll be using this, and the other parts we'll be using unordered and ordered list. So these are the elements tags that we use, the separate parts to create a structure. So once the structure is created, it is to be organized or to make it visually look better, we need CSS. CSS is cascading style sheets. So using these style sheets, we are going to make it look different. We are going to make it different from what do we call the HTML structure. It is going to be visually improved, and visually it is going to be better to the user to identify the sections and parts. That includes fonts, fonts, colors, and spacing. So first, the, the job of CSS is to deal with these three sections to make it better and clear. But the main core of the CSS is we got three things. So this is the core syntax for a CSS code. So what are these selectors? Selector is going to deal with the elements. So what are whatever we have here that needs to be changed or modified, they come here. So property is going to be whatever we need to change or whatever we need to edit, that thing will fall under property. Let's say font or color or anything, any line, etc. So value gives the whatever the customer, whatever the user gives the value. So that will be considered by the code and the application. So whatever we give the values, that is going to be saved here, and it is going to be reflected in the mentioned sections. So there are three ways we can include or apply CSS to into HTML. Inline, internal, and external. So what is inline? So basically, inline is adding CSS on a line basis in the HTML code. For example, we have a p tag. In the opening tag, normally it will be like this, and the content goes here. So while adding CSS in the opening tag, we are going to use style keyword and close it and give content here, and the p tag will be closed. This is the opening tag and this is closing. This is the closing tag, and the content goes in the middle of both. So this style will be applied to this content. This is called inline CSS. So the entire line is going to be changed, but not any other section or lines. Internal is going to be like we using style tag inside head tag. Inside head tag, we'll be including style tag and we'll be writing here our code. This is the CSS code. So after this, body tag opens and the content that is to be visible inside will be written, but the styling for this content here will be given inside head tag, this part. So using style tag. So external is another procedure. We are going to write entire CSS code, whatever we have, and this entire code is going to be saved as .css file, and it will be included inside head section. Using link tag, we are going to include this external file. So that will be included inside head tag using link tag, and we specify the type as uh, the style sheet, and the link for reference. We are going to use the name of the file. We have saved it as .css file, and that will be included in a HTML code before the body section comes up. So these are the three ways we can add CSS to a HTML code and make change or make the visual presentation of a structure or and the structure of a web page better and different and more proper. So these are the topics that we dealt with today. We'll see in the next video. Thank you.